What's going on, y'all? In this video, I wanted to discuss goals for 2025. We are now officially in the last few weeks of the year. Spotify Wrapped just came out if you use Spotify. I personally don't. But when this time of the year comes around, it's usually a time of reflection over this past year or the previous, or hold on, start over. What's going on, y'all? In this video, I wanted to What's going on, y'all? In this video, I wanted to discuss future goals for the upcoming year, 2025. We're officially now in the last month of the year. We are in December. Spotify Wrapped just came out. If you use Spotify, I personally do not. But this time of the year kind of is a time of reflection for a lot of people when you look back at the year that we've had. But I also like and prefer to use December as the perfect time to start setting goals for myself for the upcoming year. I think if you're thinking of goals for the next year, when you're already in the next year, you're kind of already a step behind, right? And especially in a field like DJing, where there's so many kind of factors that can kind of change that aren't in your control, it's important to at least have some type of, at least I think, to have some type of guide of where you want your DJ career to go. Maybe it's something like getting gigs out of town. Maybe it's hitting a certain number of gigs per month or for the whole year. Maybe it's landing a new residency, or it could be as simple as getting better at a certain skill at DJing. I think that the best use of your goal setting is to set, sorry, I don't know if you can hear that, my dogs are going crazy. I think the best use of your goal setting should be things that are completely in your control. Now, it's fine to have those goals that, like I just discussed, about gigs and things like that, but I think a better use of your time and use of your energy is to focus on things like becoming more familiar with different genres, or putting out a mix every so often, or coming up with new routines, things like that. I think having, they're really going nuts. Sorry about that, but this is live, uncut. Having things that are really completely in your control that you can look back on and be proud of because you achieved them, and it kind of pushes you forward, I believe has such a better impact, right? Especially when it comes to, I don't want to say creating content, but as far as mixes, as far as coming up with new mini sets or combos or routines that you're going to use at gigs, things like that just have such a better impact on not only your career, but your kind of mental health as a DJ. Because I've done it in the past where I've set a goal of, oh, I'm going to do this many out of town gigs by the end of next year. And while I might have had some, I've fallen short. And that's not completely in my control, kind of is, but also like maybe some cities are tightening budgets and, you know, you can't get out of town as much as you wish, and then you end up taking gigs that are underpaying just to hit that goal. There's so many different factors, right? For myself, I definitely want to get back on posting more kind of routines or like small mini mixes on social media. This is something I went heavy on in 2023. I was posting a lot on social, especially on IG, and you know, it really helped blow my IG numbers up. And over the course of 2024, my goal was to really kind of go full force back into this YouTube channel, and I've seen amazing growth in that. And I feel very accomplished that, you know, I've at least stuck to this, and I feel more of a connection to the content just because of what it is. I do understand the appeal and the importance of posting, short form content. There's such a huge discourse all over DJ social media about why do DJs need to be content creators and such and such. And I have my views on that, and I think it's important in this modern digital DJ landscape to have a social component. I know it's not for everybody, but sticking to it and coming out with things, not only did it kind of help build my brand up on social media and getting me access to more gigs and becoming more well known with more DJs and having a bigger audience, but also because I was always working on new routines and new ideas for things to post. I was using my DJ brain, and I think that's part of. Side note: this is a total left, but the part of making DJ content is you could do the super corny stuff, trendy stuff like samples or top 10s or top 5s or whatever. But if you can find something that you really have a connection with and you have a connection of doing, and also make it part of how you play, I think there's a double benefit there. Not only do you get the content, but you also add more kind of tools to your toolkit when you're out playing. And that was really my approach. Besides doing the tips and tricks, which I do here on YouTube, I want to get back to posting it on other socials in short form format. And now that I have that goal of now juggling YouTube and getting back into doing more social posts, it really kind of, I have to slow down and think there's a difference between, an actual realistic goal and, just a wish, right? You can wish you can do all these things, but a goal has to have a plan of action. So for me personally, to get all this content done, I'm really going to have to drill down and be a lot tighter about my schedule, be a lot tighter about, time management, getting things, narrowing things down as far as making sure I set blocks of time aside for doing certain projects, and more importantly than just setting it, but sticking to it. I've done a pretty consistent job of posting 3 videos a week on this channel. Sometimes I've missed it. I might have been out of town, might have been out of the country, but for the most part, it's been 3 videos a week, or at least 1 a week. And I kind of have that down. So now I just have to kind of figure out time out of my week to make short form content on top of the long form content that I'm making here on YouTube. And of course, there's plenty of different ways to do it. I can take parts of this content, this long form content, or when it comes to making routines, I'm gonna have to set aside time for that. But the thing I'm most excited about is what I discussed a little earlier about really taking the time to use that part of my DJ brain and come up with new combos and ideas and mini sets that I'm probably gonna use in my DJ sets when I play out. I'll say that the year, or I guess it was 2023, when I went full force into making that short form content, I had so many fresh ideas and so many fresh mixes from just trying stuff, even stuff I didn't post. But because I was putting the time aside to work on that, I felt like my DJing was a little bit sharper and my DJing was a little bit fresher because I was always thinking of the next idea and the next thing that I could add into my DJ sets. And while I still have, over the course of this year, and of course, along with new music, you come up with new ways to introduce it, get in and get out of it. I wasn't taking the time to work on that content as much, and I didn't have as many of those new ideas as I did in the past. Now, I could have made time for that, but during this year, I just didn't. So I guess that's secondary goal, but that's also part of it, is that get back to refreshing my DJ sets with new ideas very frequently. Not only is it a way to stay fresh and relevant as a DJ, but it's a way to just kind of stay sharp not only while you're playing, but also coming up with ideas. And the more you work on ideas like that, the more likely you're gonna, happy accident yourself into something else and something new as well. That's my big main goal right now that I've come up with thus far. I'm sure before the month is over, I'm going to come up with other ones. As far as the DJ world's concerned, I definitely have some in my personal life, family-wise, etc. But as far as my career and work is concerned, that's the first one I've come up with. And I want to pass this off to you guys. What are your goals that you have for yourselves as DJs in the upcoming year, 2025? And more importantly, how are you going to get there? Go ahead and leave that down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about this topic. And of course, I will respond to as many of those posts as possible. And of course, if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. And if you aren't subscribed, please be sure to subscribe to this channel, as it really helps out the channel. And if you're looking for more DJ related content, be sure to click on one of the videos right around here. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.